All right, what is going on, guys? Today I have kind of a fun video for you guys. If there's one thing I love about this game, it is the off-meta counter, stuff that people don't talk about a lot, but gets work done if you put work into it, especially if they're not very good without that extra love. And there's a couple teams that do this, and I kind of want to talk about just the top 5, in my opinion, that do some really, really cool stuff. There's just some cool stuff I want to show you guys, and I promise you that there's probably at least something in this video that you've never seen done before, that you didn't even know was possible, because some of this stuff kind of blew me away. But before we get into the top 5, I want to go into an honorable mention, and that is Great Mothers. Now, this team is not really a sleeper team because they're already really good. They beat a ton of stuff. They beat Gungans, Great Mothers, but if you put more love into their mods and relics, they can do some other cool stuff, and their counters are a little more well-known. Like, they can beat Ahsoka Ezra, they can beat Jedi Master Kenobi, they could beat some other GLs, probably Jedi Master Luke. Not that you see that on defense much, but these guys are just really, really good. I recommend you get Morgan and Night Sister Spirit to Relic 8 at least. Night Sister Spirit actually benefits a lot from Relic 9 because the damage boost lets you one-shot Ezra Bridger Exile much easier. On my other account, I had her Relic 9 and it was super fun. Now it's only Relic 8, so sometimes that Relic Delta difference can be pretty damning. But yeah, these guys are just really fun. Have to mention them, and they can do a lot more than just Gungans. But let's start off with number 5, and that is Admiral Trench. Now, this team gets dogged on a lot. A lot of people say it's not very good, or, you know, it's one of the worst conquest units of the game, or the worst conquest unit, and generally speaking, I don't think they're entirely wrong. In Territory Wars, their Omicrons make them pretty good. They can do some pretty neat stuff, but they can also do cool stuff outside of Territory Wars. If you mod them well, they can be Jabbas in Grand Arena 5v5, which is actually pretty mind-blowing. I didn't believe it at first, but I've actually done it a couple times myself, so I can confirm that it works. The problem, though, is you need them to have really good mods, and that's something I don't really have anymore. You need really good mods on basically the whole team. Trench, you just want fast and tenacious. Jango, you want damage, but also speed. Watambor, you don't really need to be very fast. But Dooku, you want him at least 330 speed, at least 330. Most of the time, Dooku will outrun your enemies, and then he will put everyone under stealth, except for Jango, because he has the tank tech from Wat Tambor, which makes Jango an invincible tank, which is pretty cool. Yeah, these guys are pretty interesting. I definitely recommend building them up if you had them. I haven't used them in a while just because I have so many teams that I don't really need to, but they are certainly not useless. Anyway, number 4, we have Queen Amidala. Now, you might be kind of wondering why is Great Mother's honorable mention and Queen Amidala is on here. Queen Amidala is a really good team. Queen Amidala is probably better than most people realize. I know a lot of people just put her on defense, but honestly, she is an offensive team. She gets beaten by a lot of stuff. She gets beaten by Bad Batch 2, by Great Mothers, by Gas. Just a lot of easy stuff beats her. One thing that I only learned yesterday is if you take them to high enough relics and mods, you can beat the best of Rays. And I can prove it. I can show you footage of them just being absolutely bonkers. They need to be modded and relic a certain way. Padawan Obi-Wan and Master Qui-Gon, they really want Relic 9. People just kind of think he's like the support and Padawan Obi-Wan's the damage, but if you mod him for crit chance, as you can see, I have a lot of crit chance on my secondaries. He will actually start to crit, and when he does insane amounts of damage. Like, his basics do more than Padawan Obi-Wan. Also, with Ki-Adi-Mundi, you will be giving Master Qui-Gon a bunch of extra offense, so he just hits incredibly hard. And I want to show you guys some gameplay because it is genuinely kind of insane. Now, this counter is done by a guy named Fatal. His YouTube channel is The Playbook. I highly recommend you check this channel out and go to his live streams because he does some insane stuff. This is obviously not the best team we've seen as of late. The best ones are with the Healercron. That's gone now. So you can already see here that they lost Padawan Obi-Wan, but he wins this battle. Oh, and if you mod Grandmaster Yoda for crit chance offense as well, he also just hits ridiculously hard. And this is Relic 10 Ezra Bridger Exile, but I've seen them do this against the Luminara Datacron, which is just, one, really bad for this team because there's a ton of assists, but Master Qui-Gon does so much freaking damage. It is kind of insane. insane. 323,000 damage. Look at what this team is doing. I did not even know this was possible. He is hitting so hard. It's a modding thing. Mods, my eyes have been kind of opened with modding. Like, I kind of thought it was just the speed that matters and like the sets and the primaries, but secondaries, if you put some work into it, they can do some really good stuff, like crit chance on Master Qui-Gon, so he's actually critting. Like, if you play him normally with normal mods, you're gonna realize that he's not doing crits very often. This is insane, and if you want to see this for yourself, go to the playbook on YouTube and go to his live streams, because he just does insane counters. I only put this at 4th though, because again, Queen Amidala is not really a sleeper team. It's just better than people realize. On to number 3. This is one of my favorite old teams, and that is Sith Eternal without Bane. I don't have this set up anymore. I used to do it a lot when my account was smaller. I don't need to do this anymore, but generally Sith Eternal Watt is considered like an okay offensive team, but can't do a lot. With this lineup and the right mods, they can beat a lot of Galactic Legends. It's really cool. I'm only going to talk about it a little bit, but basically you want to mod them so that the armor takes a turn and then gets her 3 stacks of Beskar, and then Thrawn is modded to be exactly 1 speed slower than the armor, so he immediately goes after, no one's interrupting them, he passes the turn back to armor, and then gives the 3 stacks of Beskar to Sith Eternal. With the tank tech, Sith Eternal basically becomes invincible. You do want him modded for a lot of speed and a lot of health for specifically countering Leia, which works in both 5v5 and 3v3, by the way. If you want to make this even more consistent, make Wat Tambor 1 speed faster than the armor, because let's say your armor or Thrawn gets stunned or dazed, Wat Tambor will save your back and he will dispel that. Again, I don't have this modded anymore, but it's really cool. And GBA, he is a really good failsafe for making the armor's 3 stacks of thing work, because 1, he provides a pre-taunt, which gives you time for the armor to do her thing, but also at the same time, the Brood is going to be pretty squishy at low relic GBA. If the Brood goes below 50% health, the armor will gain her 3rd stack for free, and you don't even need to do the stuff with Thrawn, which is really nice. So here's the thing though, with Relic Delta, the armor I think needs to be at least Relic 7. Relic 5, she's way too squishy. It won't make the cut. She will die a lot of the time, and your consistency goes way down, which is another reason why I don't have them modded for this strategy anymore, because Relic Delta has definitely hurt this counter specifically. But yeah, I have a video on it. It's really good if you want to check it out. I think the information still applies, but yeah, let's go to second. Second and first place are really spicy. It's super cool. And second place goes to the Wookiees. Now, if you aren't really aware of what these guys can do, you're probably wondering like why I put them, why they're even here, because Wookiees aren't really talked about. Like, you don't really see them in videos, you don't really see them used to do stuff, but the thing is, if you take these guys to high relics and god mods, they can do just mind-blowing stuff. Their power is kind of seasonal, but some of it is depending on datacrons, but these guys are so unbelievably cool and can be very strong. We're actually going to go back to the playbook, Fatal, and I just want you to watch this. This is a Pirate King Hondo team in Grand Arena, Relic 10 Zalbar. Just take a look at this. Everyone got nuked out. That's freaking nuts. That is crazy. Yeah, these guys have really high potential to do stuff. In the past, they have been known to beat like Rays and stuff like that. Again, it's datacron dependent, but I don't think I can really, in good faith, tell people to rush these guys, because again, it's seasonal power and it's kind of niche. It's kind of finicky because I don't think it's good on defense. Might be something you want to consider, especially if you're an endgame player who has most stuff. I think I will one day do it. Relic 9 Wookiees, Relic 10 Zalbar. It sounds fun. And for our number 1 slot, this has been a team I have hated for a really long time, but I've come around. It is Bad Batch 2. Now, these guys are low-key really strong. Now, they have a datacron right now. What I'm talking about is without the datacron. Without the datacron, you are still able to beat Pirate King Hondo Inaka much more consistently than the Wookiees, by the way. The Wookiee counter against Pirate King Hondo it's a neat trick, but it's not super consistent. But with Bad Batch 2, it is. But here's the thing. I am building them up right now as we speak, but they need high relics. Crosshair needs to be at least Relic 8, and Wrecker needs to be at least Relic 9, because Wrecker he needs to take so much heat. If you don't know how this team works, everyone is perma-stealth except for Wrecker, and he basically is just keeping your team alive and flowing, and if he's dead, then things will start to fall apart quickly. The other thing you need to know is their mods they need good mods. This is a very high skill ceiling team that you also need to understand how it works. One day when I have their relics up, I will do a counter guide video explaining how to use them, but you need good mods. You want Omega to be really fast. You want Crosshair to be 1 speed faster than Hunter Mercenary. Wrecker, you just want to be super survivable, and then Omega, you just want a lot of damage. Besides Pirate King Hondo, these guys can beat Queen Amidala, Great Mothers, Balin, and some other cool stuff. So, yeah, they're still worth building up, but again, it's just high relics and high mod rate requirements. Anyway, that is the top 5, in my opinion. If you guys have any differing opinions or another team you want to shout out, leave it in the comments. And also, I'm streaming Grand Arenas now, so if you guys want to check that out, feel free to join in, because the last time I did it was really fun. 3v3 is coming around pretty soon, so that's going to be really fun. Anyway, all right, take care, everybody.